What's going on, TLN? It's Rocket Rob 99. We're talking today about Battlefield Hardline. We got to play the beta for a week. I think they did a pretty good job in giving us access to the beta. So let's jump right into it and talk about the different modes of Hardline that we saw in the beta. Let's start out with the heist. Well, heist is, I guess a good way to describe it is very much like Rush like, but they make it interesting with changing the points and the attack, or it's sort of more, I think, like capture the flag, but having your base move from different parts of the map. I mean, generally, I liked how it played. I really did like Heist a lot. However, on one we played it on one map, so it's hard to say. I mean, there's supposed to be 9 maps upon release, and I think if that's true, the game can really, Heist can really be an exciting mode to play. However, playing it on one map, for a week, I got to tell you, after a while, I got tired of it. But generally, I mean, you saw tactics, and the game was exciting, and I mean, last minute things, exciting moments happen all the time. I mean, take a look at this. As I stopped the bag from being, recovered, right, stolen by the criminals in this particular sense at the last second. I mean, that's really exciting. It's something that you see sometimes in Battlefield, but you don't always get to see it, in action every game. I think the menu system and how the loadouts work out and how the trees set up is pretty self-explanatory. I like how that you don't have to necessarily progress a weapon, but you can buy the specific attachments that you want to add to your loadout to suit your playing style. This is really an important factor for me, and I think that it allows me to focus my loadouts earlier in the game and improve my play. And I can't tell you, after getting off the base weapons, my KDR and my gameplay and my enjoyment of the game in general improved. Just like in Battlefield, they have a boost system. The boost system really works well. I enjoy it. I liked how it worked out. And again, it's very specific and the ability to do it by class. They offer different, ways to upgrade it, and I think it really works well. Although I did find some glitching with activating the boost during the beta, it would freeze out. Um, the other weapons classes, I think that I just want to not really get into them too much, but to talk about the engineer class. The engineer class needs a carbine. I mean, these SMGs are horrible on these bigger maps, and running engineer is really a challenge with some of these weapons on the larger maps. Um, but again, I think that Heist itself plays really well. It is an exciting mode. I think that there's really some great tactics that can be used. Some battlefield tactics and, good, strong gameplay is really, makes it a fun mode. I mean, again, like most Battlefield titles, strong teamwork, it'll be key to having fun in almost every mode that we saw during the beta. I mean, it's not to say that things are perfect, but I mean, I did see some things in particular with Heist I really liked. I mean, there was some, but the standard Blueberry thing kind of goes on still. I mean, here in this particular clip, it seemed like 2 teammates run into the building, but the objective is running right at them, and they don't even turn around to join in. Um, but I can tell you that there is a certain satisfaction that getting kills that which is really what this game I saw aloud that's kind of missing in Battlefield is it is easy to kill somebody, a lot easier than it is in Battlefield 4, for instance. However, I think in Battlefield 4, I think they've reached the right level. In this particular game, I mean, you accept that you're going to die more, but the game modes are specific where you are, team play is rewarded. So, that death doesn't really matter as much. I don't think KDR will matter as much in this game because getting the objective will matter more because you earn more money and the objective team-based play really makes a difference. Um, I mean, the more points you can earn, you get more points, and points are multiplied by the more team action you do. So if you play the team, as a team member and, work the objective, you're going to earn more cash, hence allowing you to progress your character further and enjoy, unlocking things earlier. So, I mean, that's the one thing I think they really nailed here was setting up the point structure, to support team-based objective play. And for all the classes, all the gadgets and use of the gadgets allow you to earn XP, and that will, of course, help you progress your character, earn more cash, unlock better weapons and better attachments for them. But overall, I think that this game mode, in particularly Heist, was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy playing it over the 5 days with the TLN guys, and I mean, we had some really great matches, and the communication level that was necessary to reach, the level of fun that we saw over this 5 day beta, 6 day, well, 7 day beta. It was really fun. I mean, to see the team working together and everybody kind of enjoying it. I mean, it took a little to learn how the mode works and what strategies to employ. But I think after you learn those strategies, the game will get a lot more exciting, at least in that mode. Moving on now to Hotwire, totally new mode for the Battlefield franchise, and I gotta tell you, this game mode. I mean, a lot of people were kind of blasé about it, and I gotta tell you, I had some really awesome gameplay mode events in this mode. We had two maps to play in the beta, and here is the downtown map, which was really, a lot of fun. I think that the courses that the vehicles can take are diverse. Once the map starts to deconstruct a little bit, yeah, there's more paths that you can travel. I mean, the gameplay is fast. I mean, if you're going to have a cops and robbers games, how can you not have car chases? You got to have car chases. And I think that really suits the theme well. And the way they pull it off here in this particular mode, which is best described as conquest in motion, it really works well. I mean, again, it's extremely team based. It's vehicular combat. However, you can still have a lot of fun, with Hotwired on the ground using different tactics. Obviously, setting up traps is something that you can employ, and there are certain, key assets. Some vehicles are harder to acquire, and if the enemy team does acquire all the vehicles, it could be difficult to get back on track. So there is some infantry combat. There isn't on this particular map downtown. It's not as prevalent, but when you get on to the bigger maps like Dust Bowl, which is the next map we'll be showing in this clip, um, you'll see a lot more vehicular combat. And this is a particular clip shows a really good overview. I mean, Hotwire on a full size conquest map. The Dust Bowl, basically what you're seeing here in the chopper, is a full size conquest map. And it gives you an idea of how it is conquest in motion. I mean, obviously, the objectives are the vehicles. So the vehicles can move, and then hence, camping a particular spot of the map is a lot more difficult, and maintaining the map and control of the number of objectives in order to burn enough tickets is more key. I mean, again, strategies can be employed to set up, roadblocks and using the different assets of the map to help you guys control the game. I thought it was really interesting. I mean, as big as this map appears, it really doesn't play that way when you're driving, so to speak. On the ground, it's a little hard, especially from certain objectives, but we'll talk about that more when we get to the conquest section of the video. But, I mean, this was really fast paced. I mean, as big as the map is, it is fast paced actions. I do think that in a situation of a good helicopter team, an OP situation could exist, but it is so easy to take down these transport choppers. I don't know if they will truly be OP or not. However, if you had a good crew with a repairman and two good gunners, a helicopter in this mode, on this map in particularly, can do an enormous amount of damage. It is not as effective using the helicopter on downtown unless you have an awesome pilot, such as myself. But for Dust Bowl here, it really doesn't take much skill to fly around this map. But focusing in on objectives that are moving around makes it a lot easier with a helicopter. And I do agree with keeping the helicopter, the transport helicopter, and having any type of attack helicopter would not be a benefit on this mode and for this map. But back to infantry combat for Hotwired on this map. Man, I'm telling you, I did a fair amount of infantry on the ground fighting in this. And man, it was a lot of fun with these vehicles running by at, speed, and this guy's hanging out the window shooting at you. It was really quite fun. I mean, as you go into different parts of the map, because they're so vast, there are different types of strategies that can be employed. Why someone would want to use a bolt action sniper rifle like this jerk off on in this map on this mode, I don't know, but I guess he wanted to run recon and just couldn't help himself. Um, there's some exciting stuff. The explosions and stuff that go on in this game are really quite awesome. I mean, I've had vehicles exploding right next to me, fly over my head as I took them out with the rocket. Unfortunately, I didn't capture it, but it was fun. Now on to Conquest. This is, Battlefield 4, whatever you want to call it. This is Battlefield Conquest. It's the standard mode on new maps with the new mode. However, there is some, different things that you see on this mainly the two different command vehicles that allow a movable spawn point. Now, I can tell you during the beta, I used this tactic several times where I took the mobile spawn point, which are all armored and have guns, and drove around particular objectives in Conquest. Unfortunately, the team was smart enough to spawn on me, and even though the entire enemy team was defending the hotel, as I circled around the hotel, going around in a circle, people were shooting and spawning at the same time. We took the objective. I did this on this objective as well as the A objective, and it worked as long as you have teammates that are conscious enough to spawn on it. I tell you, Conquest was fun in this game on this particular map, even though this was the only map available for Conquest during the beta. But it was a lot of fun. It played really well. I enjoyed it. I mean, it is Conquest, but with this hardline flair, that really kind of made it exciting. The biggest thing I hear everybody saying, it's so like Call of Duty. It's so like Call of Duty. Well, you know what? To a certain extent, I agree with that. It's a fast-paced game, just like Call of Duty. But the difference here is that you actually have to aim at your enemy. There's some skill and getting the kill on the target that you're aiming at. I mean, the difference, as this game with all Battlefield games to Call of Duty is that Battlefield requires teamwork. Call of Duty doesn't. So, I mean, that's what really sets apart any Battlefield game from Call of Duty. But yes, I think they really enhanced this game, and I think that its fast-paced nature makes it a lot of fun to play. I mean, I think it's going to be a great title. I don't know how it's going to be for TLM, whether we're going to commit to it. We're going to take a wait and see attitude on that, but I can tell you that there are quite a few TLM members that have pre-ordered it. Dexter 1029, I know, is definitely getting it. They said there's supposed to be a demo coming out for it. If that's true, and I get to play these modes on other maps, I may take a look at buying it as well. I enjoyed making this first impression videos. Please leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And when you get a second, drop by the Talon Strike Force website. For Talon Strike Force, this is Rocket Rob 99. Wishing you all have a good night and see you out on the battlefield.